One of the most benefic transits of the year, Venus transits to Libra, and that's what we talk about today. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Before I start, let me make sure if you haven't watched my video regarding the end of the COVID pandemic, I have a video out that I'm getting a lot of views on and a lot of feedback on. So if you haven't watched it, please do watch it. I will have a link to that video in my description box, as well as at the end of the video, I'll have an end card that you can watch it. Please do watch it. It's a wonderful, wonderful video. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from a lot of the astrological associations as well. So you need to watch that. On September 6th, Venus transited into Libra, and it's going to stay there till October 2nd. Now, up to now, Venus was in the sign of Virgo, which is its debilitation sign. So none of us were seeing any benefic results of that. But now Venus moves into Libra, and Libra is its own house, which means that Venus owns Libra, and so now it's going into its own house. Venus actually owns two houses in the zodiac. It owns Taurus and it also owns Libra. But Libra is its Mool Trikon Rashi. So it favors Libra over Taurus. Now what is a Mool Trikon Rashi? A Mool Trikon Rashi in Vedic astrology means that when a planet owns two zodiac signs out of all the 12, then it favors one of them. Why does it favor one of them? Well, it's like this. The best analogy I can give you is that if a person owns two different houses and they go to both houses, their houses are their own, so they take care of both the houses, and they have a lot of things in both the houses that depict them and significations of them. So they decorate their houses according to their taste, and they're very comfortable in both houses. But they always have a favorite house of the two, or maybe they call it a primary residence. So they always favor one house over the other. So this is how the planets are as well. So Venus owns Taurus and Libra, but it favors Libra over Taurus. So what does this mean for all of us? It means that Venus is going into its favorite house of all the zodiac signs, which is Libra. It's going into its Mool Trikon Rashi of Libra, and this means only good things for us. One of the other aspects of this transit is that when Venus moves into the 7th house, the 7th house is a Kendra house. 1, 4, 7, 10 are Kendra houses. So when Venus moves into the 7th house, it's moving into a Kendra house. And when that happens, it makes a yoga, a very auspicious yoga called the Malvya Mahapurusha Raj Yoga, which means that Venus's transit is not only good that it's in Libra, but it's also in the Kendra house, and hence it's going to give us even better benefic results than we thought. One of the other aspects of the transit is that Saturn right now is in house of Capricorn, and Saturn always looks at the 10th house from it, and Libra is the 10th house from Capricorn. Hence Saturn is going to be looking at Venus right now, which may not be the best thing, but it's not that bad. But we have to keep that in consideration when we make predictions for all the ascendants. So when I make predictions for my 12 ascendants, I will take this into account, the fact that this is creating a great one of the best auspicious Raj yogas, and also the fact that Saturn's looking at Venus right now and having an impact on the predictions. Let's take a look at all the significations of Venus. Venus in the Hindi or Sanskrit language is called Shukra. And Shukra means thank you or gratitude, which means that Venus provides us all the things in our life that we should be grateful for, or maybe are grateful for. So what are we grateful for in our lives? We're definitely very grateful for the money and that we earn, because it provides us the daily necessities and the comforts in our life. Venus signifies the wealth that we earn in our lives. Venus also signifies the relationships of our life, the love relationships of our life. Venus also signifies the beautiful things in our life, such as art, beauty, music, dance, and all the comforts in our life. Venus also represents the beauty, a physical beauty of a person in our life, because we appreciate beauty, right? Hence, the position and the condition of Venus in a birth chart determine how much wealth a person is going to be earning in their lifetime, or enjoy the comforts that a person is going to enjoy in their lifetime. the position and condition of Venus also determines the situation or the status of their love relationships, or how much love a person is going to enjoy in their lifetime, or the success of their relationships in their lifetime. The position and condition of Venus also determines how pretty or beautiful the person is going to be, the physical beauty of a person. The condition and placement of Venus also determines the physical beauty of a person. Usually in the first or second house, if it's exalted, the person is very, very pretty to look at. Hence, you see how Venus just represents all the wonderful, beautiful, benefic, and auspicious things in our life. This transit is therefore going to give us some of the best results right now. One of the points that I do want to bring out at this time is, in order for you to strengthen your Venus at this time, especially during this transit, but it could be for all times, but especially during this transit, is to make sure you respect women and treat women well and with respect at all times. Abusing women, or not just the women in your life, but generally all women, abusing them depletes the energy of Venus in your life and tends to have it give you bad results. Hence, respecting women is very critical to get the benefic results of Venus in your life, especially right now when it's in an exalted position. Before I move forward with predictions, let me tell you that my predictions are based on your ascendant or your rising sign. They're not based on a moon sign or a sun sign. And if you don't know your ascendant lord or your ascendant sign, I'll be happy to tell you that. Just put your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth in the comment section, or you can send me an email. The email is on the screen right now, so if you can send me that information, I'll respond back and tell you your ascendant sign, so you can watch for the correct predictions. So I'm going to move on to predictions right now. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe now. And if you like my video, give it a like and share it with your friends and family. First sign is Aries. Aries, this transit is in your 7th house and Saturn is in your 10th house. So this is a great time for career as well as for your relationships. So the 7th house depicts your marital relationships as well as the relationships with your business partners. Now this will improve very, very well. Make sure you stay very respectful to all the women in your life, like I've mentioned before, and also make sure your communication is very cordial, very diplomatic, and tactful. Otherwise, this is also very good for your personality. Your personality may become very magnetic, very charming, and you may start feeling very happy. Your general mood may start improving and be feeling very happy as well. So make sure you enjoy this transit, because your relationships are about to take a very turn for the very, very good, very happy. And also your career may improve as well. Stay very tactful in your communication and also enjoy this transit very well, because this transit happens once in a while. Taurus, this transit is happening in your 6th house, and the 6th house depicts some disagreements, maybe loans, hidden enemies, and health issues. But it also depicts one of the main things which Venus is going to give you, and that is success in all competitions. So if you're in competition for something, you may actually get it. If you're taking tests for some competitive exams to get something, you may actually get that. Also, if you're waiting for some promotion, or you're competing against somebody for promotion at work, you will get it because of the Saturn and the Venus combination. You will now get that. One of the things you're going to have to watch for is to not have too many disagreements with your marriage or your business partner. Things could get a little out of hand. Also, don't overspend, because this might be where you would be tempted to overspend on luxury goods. Don't overspend and don't take on too much loan, because you may not be able to pay it later. So watch your spending, and also watch your relationships with your marriage partner and your business partners. One of the other things is you need to take good care of your health and watch what you eat right now. So make sure you take good care of your health, your communication, but this is success in anything competitive. This is the time. And if there were some enemies that were really after you, this might be the time you win over them as well. Gemini, this transit is happening in your 5th house. The planet of love is moving into your house of love, which is the 5th house. Well, it couldn't get any better. If you were looking for a love relationship, or you were looking for commitment, it might just happen now. Also, relationship with children. The fifth house also rules children, will improve so much. If you were having troubles before, this is the time when it will improve. Also, your children will do really well. If you were looking to get into something to do with education or your education, that might improve and do really well. This is one of the best transit. Is actually the results of this transit are the best for Gemini ascendants. So, and your career, this is really good time for your career also. And the reason that it's so good for the Gemini ascendants is because the fifth house has all the significations of all the good things. And now the best planet is coming into the fifth house. So of course you're going to get all the good things in life right now. So love relationship is good for, it's good for career. It's also good for your children, relationships with your children. There isn't a bad thing that I can think of or something that I can caution you with. Just don't get a little arrogant and carried away because you're having such a great time. So it's also a good time to have fun with friends and family and also with your network and friends. Just don't get carried away. Make sure you stay focused and also focused on your goals so you enjoy the transit fully. But Gemini, here it comes. This is the best time you're going to have. It's a really, really good transit for you. Cancer. Cancer, this transit is happening in your fourth house. The fourth house denotes domestic bliss, happiness in the home, your mother, and also long-term plans. Now, all of these significations will be good this time. The transit will make sure that you're happy at home, you may be making long-term plans, and your relationship with your mother may improve if it was suffering in the past. If you've had a disagreement in the past, make sure you call her up and tell her you love her and make up with her. It will go really, really well. One of the things that will happen is, because it's going to look at the 10th house of career, is that you may see some changes in your career for the positive. You may see a job change, you may see some promotion, or you may see recognition in your career or a change in status in your career. The 10th house denotes the status of your career. So something may change for the better in your career. So this is a positive change for you. One of the things I'm going to have to caution you is to make sure you take very good care of your health. Make sure you have a good physical regimen, work out, and eat well. So this is a very good transit for you in terms of relationships, keeping the peace at home, domestic happiness, especially with your mother and spouse, and also a very good change in your career. This is a good transit for you, Cancer. Enjoy it. Leo. This transit is happening in your third house. The third house denotes self-effort, dedication, hard work, and start of something new. You may have been thinking about starting something new with your dedication and self-effort, and something that you have wanted to do for a long time. You may now start to do it and work very hard towards achieving it. This will give you good results. Make sure you work hard with dedication and be very, put all your self-effort into it, because this will give you very good results. Even though you'll be working very hard during this transit, because the third house denotes working hard, even though you may be working very hard, you will feel very happy because it will give you happiness to do this. There's a difference between working hard and being upset about it, but working hard and being happy. So this working hard is going to make you happy, because there may be a lot of celebration in the house. You may have something to celebrate, or in general, you may be doing things that are giving you happiness. So this is a happy time for you. But if there's goals that you've set up for yourself, or if there's something that you want to self-develop in yourself, you may be thinking about it, but this is the time you're going to start it. It's also a great time to do start some spiritual or religious practice, or other things that make you grow as a person, meaning anything spiritual, physical, or learning anything new. If you wanted to do that, you might start this now, because this is a good time for that. Do whatever it is that you want to, put all the hard work and self-effort in it. It's a really good time to do that, and you will see wonderful results for that. One of the other things that I see you doing is making plans for long distance travel. The third house denotes short distance travel, but also, so there may be some short distance travel, but you also may be making plans for long distance travel in the future. Virgo. This transit is happening in your second house. The second house rules some of the wonderful things like family, investments, wealth, savings, food, and communication. You'll notice that you will have multiple sources of income during this transit, and that will lead to an increase in savings. Your return on investments will be much better, and your relationships with your family members as well as business associates will improve. The reason for this improvement will be your communication skills. I think in the past I've been cautioning Virgo to be very diplomatic and tactful in their communication. And now all of a sudden, with this transit, their communication skills will all of a sudden improve and be more loving. And because of this, the relationships will improve. Just make sure that you're not too overly analytical with everybody at work and at home. But otherwise, your communication skills are going to be very positive and very pleasant. So enjoy this beautiful time that Venus is going to give you. One of the other things that I have to caution you is to make sure you watch your health, because the second house rules food. So eating anything that doesn't agree with you may make you a little sick or may not give you some digestive issues. So make sure you eat healthy and watch your health a little bit. Otherwise, this transit is really good for Virgos, so enjoy it, enjoy the extra wealth, and enjoy the good relationships that you're going to have at this time, and watch out for your health. Don't eat anything that's bad for you. Libra, Venus is your ascendant lord, and it's moving into your first house, or the ascendant house. It doesn't get any better than this. So this transit is going to make your personality so charming and so magnetic. You need to take advantage of this time. Don't let bad communication ruin this transit for you, because if you take full advantage of this transit, you can really reap good benefits from it in relationships as well as in business opportunities. Make sure you dress well. Make sure you have a good personality, a pleasing personality, no matter where you are at home as well as at your work, because this is a time for you to reap very good rewards. This transit doesn't happen very frequently, and so this chance you will not get in for a long time again. In the past, you were suffering because your Venus, your ascendant lord, was debilitated. So your expenses were high, your marital relationship was suffering probably, and your love life might have been suffering. But here comes the break, and now you get to enjoy the benefits of your ascendant lord being in such a great position. Like I said, make sure your communication is perfect, you enjoy your magnetism, and you take this positive aspect of your planet and make it into your positive aspect for your own personality, where your own attitude becomes very positive. Make sure you enjoy the benefit by having a very positive personality yourself, so you can get the benefits, because now it is a good time for you, for your career. And if you are at the right place at the right time, you may get that benefit and the opportunity that you've been dreaming for. One of the things that I have to caution the Libra people is, because they've been suffering for a long time, they have become down on themselves. They have had a very negative energy around them. I have been around some Libra people, and I can sense that their energy has become very negative because of the fact that they may have been suffering for a while. This is the time when you have to pick yourself up and take this energy, the positive energy from your own ascendant lord planet, and bring it into yourself and become positive, because positivity will attract all the positive things in your life that you have been looking for. Your expenses may come down finally, or you may get relief in your financial issues right now. The other caution that I have for Libra people is to make sure they have a very strict health regimen, or they may see some health issues at this time. Nothing to worry about. Make sure you eat very, very healthy, and you have a good physical workout regimen. That's been very critical for Libra people, and I've been saying that for several months in the past. Make sure you eat healthy and you work out. Even if you go for a walk, this is very important for the Libra people. I'm doing the longest prediction for Libra people because it's very important for them, and they've been suffering for a long time. So Libra, enjoy this wonderful time that's coming to you. Make sure you don't get negative. Get up, be positive, and see all the benefits that you can reap from this great transit. Scorpio, this transit is happening in your 12th house. Normally the 12th house is a challenging house because it signifies expenses. So I do see that you may be prone to spending a lot, or your expenses may go high. But because it's a Venus transit, the spending might be on luxury goods or things that are luxurious in nature, things that may be unnecessary. And if you can afford it, by all means go out and spend that. But if you can't, make sure you control your spending. The 12th house also denotes long distance travel. So you either may be traveling long distance, or you may be planning for long distance travel. I know it's kind of hard to travel right now because of the pandemic situation. But for individuals that are involved in work with foreign countries, foreign companies, or anything to do with foreign, it's a very, very beneficial time for them. So they may get really good rewards. They may get a lot of income. Their income may go up, or they may get good benefits, any kind of benefits. If it's a career, they may see raises or promotions. If it's they get income from foreign companies, then they may see a rise in that. So it's a very good time for individuals that are involved with something to do with a foreign company, because the 12th house denotes foreign, something foreign. One of the things that I have to caution you against is that the health of your spouse may suffer a little bit, so make sure you take good care of him or her. And also, if you were having some past issues in your health, they may resurface at this time. So make sure you take good care of your health. Although the position of Mars at this time, which is your ascendant lord, is going to be positive, so it's going to give you the ability to fight the past problems, but make sure you take good care of your health. If you were going to get loans or any bank related stuff regarding loans or something, you may get those loans right now. They may get approved. And also, it's a great time for your love life. If you're looking for love in your life, this might be the time you get it. So it's an okay time for Scorpio ascendants. Sagittarius, this transit is happening in your 11th house. The 11th house signifies quite a bunch of nice things, like your friends, your network group, also gains from your career, older siblings, and wish and desire fulfillment. So this is a month for you where you're going to be appreciated at work. Also, you may be very popular in your friend circle or in your network. If there's something that you want to start, something new that you want to start, it might not be a bad idea to reach into your network circle or into your group of friends and ask for the help that you want and get the help that you need. They'll be very willing to give that to you. If you're looking for a love relationship, because the 11th house looks at the 5th house, this may be a time when you find love, or if you're looking for a commitment in your love relationship, this might be the month that it happens. Or you may find the love of your life, or just general love in your life that you're looking for. So it's good for love relationships as well. It's also a great time for relationships with your children, and your children might do well this time. So it's a good time for relationships with your children as well. Have fun, spend a lot of time with your children, and that's going to see that it's going to give you great results, and you might enjoy that time a lot also. It's going to be good for that relationship as well. Just one word of caution is to make sure you take good care of your health right now, eat well, and have a good exercise regimen. So you make sure you take good care of your health. Otherwise, this is a good transit for you. Capricorn, this transit is happening in your 10th house, and the 10th house mainly depicts career. Now, don't forget that your ascendant lord, Saturn, is sitting in your own ascendant house, so in your first house. So your main focus right now for life has always been a lot of responsibilities and your career and how you're going to fulfill all these obligations. You've also been under a lot of pressure with a lot of work and a lot of responsibilities, and I've mentioned that in my previous videos. This might be the time when you actually see some good results related to your career. And you also may find some solution to a problem that you may be having in your career. You may also find that this is an opportunity for a career change comes up right now, and you may have to make a decision on what you want to do in your career or in your job, so to speak. Think very carefully before you make any changes. The changes may be good, but before you make a decision, you need to think very carefully about it, and you're the only ascendant I'm warning a little bit because of the fact that Saturn the ascendant lord is sitting in your own house, in your ascendant house, so it rules your thought process. So you need to make sure that you think through things before you make any changes in your career, or you make any business changes or business decisions as well. So make sure that when you see these opportunities come up, which they may come up at this time, they may come there, you may have options in business as well as career that come up right now, and you think through them before you go ahead and move forward with them. It's a good time for domestic happiness. Finally, you may have seen a little bit of friction in the past few months, but this time when Venus looks at your fourth house, you may find some peace and some happiness within the four walls of your house at home, and find some domestic bliss. Enjoy that time. This is also a good time for your love life, and also a good time, like I said, to spend time with the family at home and doing things that you find happiness with at home. So make sure you pay attention and have the good work-life balance. Aquarius, this transit is happening in your ninth house. The ninth house represents good luck, karmic luck, also the divine, spirituality, and long distance travel and education. Now, in the last few months, the Aquarians were feeling very low on their luck. They had low energy, and they were actually feeling a sense of dissolution, isolation, and the fact that maybe a lot of them were feeling that they weren't loved by anybody, or that felt abandoned by a lot of people, like their own family members. They felt like they were abandoned by them. And this was because Venus, which is the planet of relationships, like I mentioned, was in the 8th house, and the 8th house is the house of challenges. So now, all of a sudden, when Venus moves into the 9th house, all of a sudden the Aquarians will feel that energy shift from negative to positive, and all of a sudden their relationships might improve. All kinds of relationships might improve. Also, their karmic luck will start to change. This change could be related to their career, or any other any other thing that they were feeling a little challenging. Don't forget that the 9th house is the house of luck. So the luck could be related to anything, but mostly it's career related or money related luck. So if you really wanted to change, Aquarians, I can give you a guidance and a remedy, is that the 9th house also relates to spirituality and the divinity. So if you really want to ask for something, now is a great time to do this remedy, is to start a spiritual practice, or ask the divinity, ask whoever it is that you believe in. It doesn't matter who. You can even believe in the universe if you don't want to really pray to a god. Ask them for whatever it is that you want, and your prayers will be answered, because now the most benefic, auspicious planet has moved into your 9th house, which is a karmic house. So this is a good transit for you, Aquarius. Finally, some relief. Enjoy it. Pisces, this transit is happening in your 8th house, and the 8th house is not a favorite of astrologers because it depicts some challenging things like obstacles, delays, maybe some sickness, and most importantly, sudden events. So Venus's transit into this into the 8th house for you could signify just those things. It could be a sudden change in your health. So take good care of your health. I'm not trying to alarm you. I'm just saying, it could be coming and going, something small. So take good care of your health. Also, for don't do anything secretive, or keep secrets from, or anything illegal or secretive, because it might backfire really badly, especially relating to money or any other investments or something like that. Don't do anything wrong, illegal, or anything bad about that, because Saturn's watching Venus as well. So this isn't the time to do anything wrong. I should just say that. Okay. Also, don't do anything wrong relating to the opposite sex. You know what I mean. So stay away from all that kind of activity. This is not a good time. The 8th house does denote all of those kind of things. And because Saturn is watching the 8th house right now, you may see quite bad results if you were to get involved in something like that. So just kind of stay clean. That's one of the significations, or one of the cautions that I'm going to have to put out there, is stay clean. clean, don't do anything bad. But the 8th house is not all bad. It's a great time and it's a great house for mantra practice. So if there's any mantras that you really wanted to start at this time, get the benefits of them, what a great time to start them, because a benefic planet like Venus is sitting there. So if there's anything that you wanted to ask the divinity for and start the mantras relating to it, this would be a wonderful time to do it. Start it now and see the benefits coming to you almost immediately. One of the reasons I'm having to put this caution out for Pisces ascendants is because your ascendant lord, which is Jupiter, is also going retro right now. So it's going to give you some of these challenging results. It's not too bad, but I'm just putting the caution out there. You don't have to get worried or anything like that. Your Dasha Mahadasha always determines what kind of results you're going to get. And with that, we come to the end of my predictions. Have a very, very good transit. Good luck. Stay safe. And goodbye for now. I'll see you on my next